Hi guys, Jennifer here, and this week I'm going to make another batch of body butter, the whipped body butter, and it's going to be without cocoa butter. So if you'd like to see how I do it, then please stay tuned. I'm going to still use shea butter like I did last time, and this is unrefined shea butter. And I'm going to also use some mango butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right in because I don't wanna be here all day. I have such an audience, guys. There's like people all over. This is what it's like to be on TV, I guess. But all right, so I need 2 ounces. I'm gonna turn my scale on. Okay, so I need 2 ounces of this. Get 2. That's 1.5. Yeah, I'm on ounces. I want to make sure it wasn't on grams, because that would have been a lot of grams right there. Okay, so shea butter is really soft butter, and I'm not going to melt it. I'm going to experiment a little bit. So 2 ounces of that, and then now I have to get another I don't need a spoon. Yes, I do. Two ounces. Ruth is texting me. Ooh, perfect. Okay, so the reason why I'm not using cocoa butter this time is because cocoa butter has a very strong smell, which smells like chocolate, and it's delicious, but it's also very greasy. I feel like it's pretty greasy. And, oh.
No one saw it.
I did. Okay. Anyway, and like shea butter is pretty hard too, so I probably should melt this. Yeah, I didn't want to, but I should. So, alrighty, here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop this into a little bowl and take it over to my pan of boiling water and melt this down. It should melt pretty quick. I don't want it to melt at a high heat because I want to preserve all the natural goodness that's in it. But as you can see, it's about that. It's 4 ounces of butters. That's what it is. So I'm gonna just let that work, do its thing. And while that's happening, I'm going to mix up my oils, my liquid oils. Those are my solid oils. I'm gonna make liquid oils. And I want to do like a 50-50 ratio of solids to liquids. So for my liquid oils, I'm going to use grapeseed oil because it's so good for skin. It's one of my favorite oils. It's not extremely heavy, so it doesn't feel greasy. But I'm going to put about 1 ounce of this in there. Here we go. Takes the scale a half a second to catch up. All right, 1 ounce exactly. I'm also going to use some apricot kernel oil, which I really like. It promotes soft, beautiful skin and hair, so that's a plus. So I'm gonna do a whole ounce of that. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to add sunflower seed oil, which is very high in vitamin E, from what I understand. My solids are melting, and I probably won't melt them all the way because I think that they'll continue melting when I start whipping it. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 ounce. This is slightly heavier oil. I went over just a little, but that's okay. And then because I want the healing benefits of rosehip oil, I'm going to add some of that. Not a full ounce though. Maybe just half an ounce. There we go. And then I'm going to add some jojoba oil because it's actually not an oil, it's a wax, but it's most like our skin sebum, and it's just good for you. Some people maybe not so much, but I find that if you use a really high quality jojoba oil, it's much better for your skin. Okay, and now I'm going to add a little bit of Tamanu oil because it's really good for your skin. And I'm going to use some neem oil very sparingly because it doesn't smell great, but it's really good for you. And we should be right at 4 ounces. Okay, let me just turn this off. I actually burned it.
Oh no.
I shouldn't be allowed in the kitchen.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. Alrighty. Oh, and we're right at 4 ounces. Perfect. Okay, and yeah, that's not too hot. But I am going to stir it a little bit so that the oils melt all the way. And then to cool it down a little faster, I'm actually going to stick it in here and whip it by itself for a while and help it cool down. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of honey to help as a preservative. And this is just the honey that I had in my cupboard. It's Manuka Honey. So I'm going to add just a little bit of that just to help keep it fresh, even though I don't really think it will have any problems whatsoever keeping fresh because all these oils are pretty stable. This smells so good. It smells like perfume. And honey is supposed to be really good for your skin. It is not vegan, but I'm not vegan, so it works. All right, so now I'm gonna stick it in the freezer for 3 minutes. And then we'll be right back and see what happens. That's fine.
I just didn't put the seed.
I cannot believe I did that.
I was watching it happen and I was like, oh, that's a fire. Fire isn't, okay. Because my stove doesn't have flame on it.
This part of the natural part of your...
This is how the Jenny do.
Fire. Fire.
I thought it was a cleansing ritual. I didn't know we were supposed to stop it.
All right, so we got it out of the freezer, and it was actually in there for more like 10, 20 minutes than 3 minutes. And I'm gonna start blending it now. So we need to go back in because it's still too warm. So it did turn kind of white, so that's good. But as you can see, it's not fluffy. And the goal is fluffy. So we got to go back into the freezer. All right, so we're gonna blend this up and it's gonna come together and it's gonna be gorgeous. I love doing this, it's so much fun. Okay, here we go. So good. It smells like orange frosting. All right. And that is body butter. So I have my jar and it's already clean. Now this will last a very long time because nothing in it, there's no water. There's no water in this, so it's gonna last a very, very long time. Max had a walk earlier and he's loving life right now. That'll do it.
Smell it though.
Love it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the jar. And this does not smell like chocolate at all. It smells like orange cake or orange frosting. It smells so good. All right. So there it is. I'm gonna let that set and I'll use it tomorrow. But let me show you what it looks like in here. I can't tilt it or it will spill out. Enough to fill another jar. So I'll get another jar and do another jar. Ooh, they screw them on there really tight. So this will solidify more and become firmer. And I've never worked with mango butter before, so I'm not sure how it'll turn out, but it looks really silky, which is what I wanted. So I'm calling this one a win so far. I made a mess today, so that means I did it right. I certainly had a lot of fun. Making a lot of noise. So there that is. I'm gonna test some out real quick. That's a lot. Probably would never use that much in real life, but yeah. I would not use that much, but it is sinking right into the skin and it feels really nice. It smells great. All right. Okay, so this is different than the one I made last time, which had cocoa butter in it. It does not have cocoa butter. It smells like delicious oranges and is not as greasy as the cocoa butter one. So looking forward to using this. Thank you guys so much for joining me again, and let me know if there's something you'd like me to make that you think would be really interesting and healthy and good, because I'd love to hear your suggestions, and you can leave them down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.